Hey, how are you? I hope you're doing well today. I am got an interesting topic for you today, and we're going to talk about why you should be trusting your gut. And that word's been tossed around a lot. Sometimes it's used to describe the roundish shape of your belly. That may be what we're talking about today, but we're mostly talking about the inside of that, your insides, and how you feel when you eat certain things. And you may be ignoring stuff that is really important. So let's talk about why you should be trusting your gut. Before I get too far into this, if you're new to me, my name is Heather. I own HD Transformations personal training and coaching company where I specialize in helping female leaders prioritize self-care without sacrifice. And this is one that we often forget to listen to, all of us, men and women. In the early 2000s, I was working full time in restaurants, which meant a lot of nights and weekends. And I also had a young baby. So that meant no sleep. I was tired all the time. And I would still force myself to get up and go to the gym every day. I knew I needed it. I knew, of course, I wanted to lose baby weight, but I also knew that mentally it made me feel better. It gave me energy to make it through my long shifts in restaurants on my feet for 8, 10 hours. Um, and so I would make myself go even if I didn't want to, because I just knew that it was good for me. But it was definitely a battle. At that time, I had a background as an athlete. So I knew what I was doing in the gym. I didn't have a super in depth knowledge and understanding of our bodies and how they respond to different exercises, but I kind of knew the basics. So I just did what I liked mostly. Then in 2011, I had the opportunity to start working part time doing what I loved, which was teaching group fitness and then eventually going back to teaching skiing. Um, I no longer had to stay up late. I no longer had my baby was older. I actually had another baby who was older at that point. And so I was back to sleeping typical hours and I could exercise whenever I wanted. Um, and I started to learn more about our bodies and kind of how different exercises did different things, but I still wasn't feeling great. I I knew there was something missing. Then I discovered Dr. William Davis and his research and work with regard to wheat. Through his research, I began to understand that food is so much more than calories or even macros. It's not just about burning fuel or storing it. The food that we eat and the movement we do with our bodies has a direct effect on the hormone balances in our systems. If we don't fuel our bodies properly and move them effectively, our hormones and our hormonal systems are severely negatively affected. They get just all out of whack. Um, One thing that really struck me when I first started following his research was the effect that wheat had on your blood sugar. Because I have had blood sugar issues my whole life. And I just kind of thought it was one of those things I was just going to always deal with. And I did not understand that it the wheat that I was consuming all the time was causing my blood sugar to spike, which then caused my insulin to spike with it, which then triggered ghrelin, which is your hunger hormone, which made me think I was hungry all the time, even though I had just eaten. And it just created this like crazy, vicious cycle. And when I started thinking about this and researching it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, maybe this is my like, magic bullet, my savior." Um, because I had never even thought about the fact that the signals that food sends to our brain can affect everything. Um, Having the right food, sending the right signals to your brain is the difference between a life of health and longevity or illness and suffering. The food that we eat can cause joint pain. It can cause mental and emotional issues like anxiety and depression, digestive issues. Obviously, that one kind of seems like a gimme, but there are some digestive issues that you wouldn't think were linked to what you're eating. You just kind of feel like maybe your digestive system doesn't work right. And even skin problems can be all linked to what we do or do not eat. So at that time, I was exercising more than 20 hours a week. I was eating what I thought was clean, but I had no idea the hormonal battle that was going on within me. And specifically, when it came to wheat, that kickstarted my desire to deep dive into nutrition, not for vanity, but for longevity. I just wanted to feel good. And if I looked better along the way, cool. That's awesome. But I was pretty content. It wasn't about trying to get a specific physical image. It was about feeling better. So I spent the last 4 years learning everything I could about our bodies, how they respond to different foods, how they respond to different types of exercise stimulus. And everyone wants that magic pill, including me, or the magic bullet that fixes their bodies. The truth is, we have to learn to listen to our bodies. If you don't feel right, there's a cause. Something caused you to not feel right. And instead of looking for something to get rid of that feeling, which is actually the result of something else, we need to look at what caused that discomfort and get rid of that. So now I have a system that I use to help my clients find the perfect way to fuel their bodies, and move their bodies that suits their lifestyle and the body that they have. It doesn't work. It's not like a cookie cutter, one size fits all system, because I like to say every body is different and everybody is different. So we have to understand our own individual bodies and what they need. So in that system, I've been able to take all the years of research and study that I've done and guide countless clients to transform their bodies into lean, mean, healthy machines that feel great, not that just look great. There are plenty of programs that will help you burn fat and gain muscle rapidly, but they may not take into account your overall health and wellness. They may not be sustainable. There are as many different, what do they say, ways to skin a cat, as you could imagine to approach this whole health and wellness thing. But what I have found is most effective is to listen to your body, to get to know your body, and to pick up on the subtle little signals. And if you can't, um, if you can't pick up on those little signals because they're muffled by so many toxins and so many things that are causing inflammation, that's a problem too. So I'm really excited to share my knowledge with you. If you'd like to have a chat and figure out if we can come up with something to help you feel better, I would love to discuss that with you. So I will attach a link here. Please feel free to connect with me via DM on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn or wherever, and just let me know. Let me know that you want to feel better, and I would love to help you feel better. So have an excellent rest of your day and start listening to your gut.